You're watching hashtag GTV Breakfast. If you're wondering what I am drinking, well, this is a combination of beetroot, ginger, with some pineapple, made by Lady T, our resident chef. She comes here on Thursdays, and she does her thing. Today we had waffles and special juice. If you want to know the recipe, go to our Facebook page, GTV Ghana, and you will get the recipe. So a couple of comments coming in on 055-556-1034. I'll read this one. Thama read it earlier, but I think we should read it again. Collins Avonu says, Kafui, some of us in Sogakofe cannot afford this breakfast. Oh, and Lady T disprove you. The ingredients are simple. It's flour, there's milk, there's eggs, and it's affordable. So please. And the word is Sogakofe. For those of you who are wondering, it's Sogakofe, like you're blowing a candle or blowing a kiss to your loved one. Sogakofe, Jelukofe. Afechi. All right. It's a marriage between F and P, and you get good. All right. I can see you guys are enjoying yourself this morning. Please, I'm coming for mine. KH Rash. All right. Come around. We're ready for you. Owanhenia Champon says, have a blessed day. Shalom. And he sends us a TikTok video. Interesting one. I'm not going to open it, I'm afraid. And then Janet Nani Kwe says, good morning. It's a lovely Thursday. Yes, every day that God made is lovely. So don't just say, thank God it's Friday, or you hate Mondays. Every day has 24 hours in it, and God made all of them. Okay? I was born on Friday. One of my guests is also born on Friday. I don't know about the other one, but yeah. He's a Saturday guy. So we've got your weekend sorted. So the Friday morn is Kofi Owusu-Hini. I'm sure that's what's in his passport. But we know him as Kofi Kapito. And he's the Chief Executive Officer of the Consumer Protection Agency. He's the man with the silver beard. The one with the dark beard is Mr. Kwame Jantwa, Saturday born. He's the chairman of the CPP's Political Affairs Committees, an energy expert, a lawyer too, and just a passionate Ghanaian, just like Kofi as well. Gentlemen, you are welcome to the table of men.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Cap.
Talking about you don't like Mondays. There was a group in London called the Boomtown Rats.
Boomtown, yes,
I made a song. I don't like Mondays.
I don't like
Tell me why I don't like Mondays. Tell me why
I don't like Mondays. Wow, and there was also a
fun.
group that had a song called Manic Mondays. I think the Bangles or something. Why don't people like particular day? Every day is a day. It depends on your attitude.
You know, Kofi, for years now, a lot of people don't know his surname. We've called him Capito for years. Ever since I knew him. You tell us how he got that name. Because his father didn't give him that name.
Let's throw it back. I mean, why are you called Kofi Capito?
If I tell you, I have to kill you. So let's
I love life. I love my life.
I knew he would say that. I knew he would say that.
I love my life. But if you know why he's called Kofi Capito, send me a message. That one is coming from you. It's not coming from me or him. So if you know why Kofi Capito is called Kofi Capito, send us a WhatsApp.
The only person who can tell you that is an Anglican priest.
Oh, an Anglican priest. What's his name?
No, I won't tell you.
Okay, so if you're an Anglican priest and you know why Kofi Capito is called Kofi Capito, please, Kafui wants to know. I'm also a Kofi. So for the Kofi Alliance, let me know. 055-556-1034. Still to come, we have a conversation with Mr. Kojo Safwa Poku. He wants to lead the MPP into the election, and he will be here having a chat with Thelma Taki. We'll be keeping an eye on some issues that are really important in the Dakuman area, and Jay Gabra comes through with that report. There is breakfast set down with Della Jackson, a musician, multi-instrumentalist, performer, and he's going to jazz up the set in a short while. But ahead of that is our conversation on the headlines. You know our tradition, we always ask you, what's on your mind? So I'm going to start with Kofi, who I met earlier this week at a launch event. Kofi, what's on your mind this morning?
I think something positive this morning because I was very impressed. Today is on Monday. First, let me say a special thanks to the IGP, Dr. Dampari. I had the opportunity to meet him. He's more like my little brother.
Okay.
And he's telling me, Accra, don't worry. We are going to do things that will be pleased of. pleased about. And I was pleased Monday because, you know, coming from Burma Camp towards 37, you know, when you come over the bridge, there's a traffic light that you turn left to go into cantonment.
Yep.
I was on that road, and funny enough, I think I wasn't paying attention, so I went through the red light, and all of a sudden a motorbike pulled up to me and said, "Let's go to Cantonment police station." So I followed them, and then when I got there, obviously he had to show me. I told him that I need evidence, and Kafui, I was surprised that on his normal mobile phone, you know, this guy was able to pull the footage.
Oh, really?
Of when I was crossing. Yeah.
On his phone?
On his phone. Just on Monday. So, those of you who are watching, who like to jump the red light, don't do it, because if the motorbikes are there, I mean, I was talking about, is it the playback?
Yeah, and it gives you the time code and everything.
Everything,
Timestamp.
slowed motion, when he wanted to prove to me that this is my car, and oh, wonderful, wonderful. So kudos to the IGP, Dr. Dan Parry. I mean, I am sold, just on that one, not everything.
Were you fined or forgiven?
No, I was fined. I mean, I was processed.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
You went through the process.
because they didn't take you to court, you know. But I'm just saying that I'm happy to see that things are working.
Awesome.
In Ghana, you know, that is what we want to see. You know, not this, do you know who I am?
Yeah.
You know, this.
Just go do your thing.
The guy said, I said, okay, let's go.
Let's go.
I followed him.
Yeah, no big deal.
You know, and to my surprise, when I saw that, I said, wow. You know, the second, you remember I told you about this bullion vans, right?
Yes.
Some time ago.
Yeah.
You know, after the Wahala,
directive. There was a directive.
yeah, the accelerant.
The soft
The
body
pickups are still around.
The pickups
The pickups are still around.
I'm still taking money.
Oh, Massa. Ghana say we are not serious. I'm telling you, ask everybody, the pickups are still around.
You know, we're going to do a keep an eye
What
on
I
that
haven't
for tomorrow.
seen is, I think the military is not following them anymore. I haven't seen the military following them for the past few days. But the pickups are still around. Kafui, pickup is not a bullion van.
At all.
Yesterday I saw some ones coming, but 5 of them or 8 of them is still a pickup.
Yeah, pickup is a pickup.
A monkey is a monkey.
Whether it's wearing lipstick or not.
No, yeah, thank you. And then we have a bullion van, like the one that Bank of Ghana uses.
Exactly.
Mantra even has proper bullion vans. Is it Montrac or
Montrac.
Yeah, Montrac.
Yeah.
Yes. So why are we allowing? We even make a law, or we make pronouncements that we cannot even enforce. What's the essence of making them?
We will get the hard evidence and show it on the screens. We'll track these things and just come back with it. But thank you for the lead. This is a good lead for us to follow up on. Our Keep an Eye team, Jay Gabra, Alan Tego, will work on it. Thank you so much for that. So the police are doing a good job arresting those who run through red lights. Yeah, I think a year ago I also ran through a red light. And after that one, when I came out of the car, I said, "Officer,
arrest my case."
I said, I just.
You know, they say there was a policeman.
Yeah.
No matter what you do,
Yeah.
he take right from you.
Yeah. And that's what I just said.
No matter what you do. So one day he was on a night duty.
Yeah.
Then he stopped a gentleman. The gentleman, oh, I don't have it. He said, no. If you don't give money, you won't go. So the guy said, okay, take my business card.
Yes.
Tomorrow morning, come to the office and then come and collect your money. So he took the card and the guy took off. Then you look on the card, there was Inspector General of Police. The guy's name is Amantra. I said, oh, Amantra, as for today, I sack myself.
One time. I mean, if you're trying to bribe your own boss, then you sack yourself, eh?
He sacked himself.
Before I come to Mr. Kwame Jantua, years ago when I was in my 20s, I used to work in Kumasi, so I used to do the Accra-Kumasi drive. One day I left Accra very early to get to my duty post in Kumasi. Halfway between Accra and Kumasi, I was stopped by the police, traffic police, highway police. And everything about me was wrong that day. First of all, they showed me evidence that I was speeding, number one. They asked for my insurance.
No insurance.
It was dead. Yeah, they looked at roadworthy.
Dead. Yamutu.
Then the guy looked at me and said, boss, as you can see, we've got you.
Yeah.
I looked at the man and said, officer, process me. And now the guy was shocked.
Yeah.
He said, what's this? I said, process me. Nothing is right. The whole guy is wrong. I was speeding, no drivers, no. I didn't even have my, everything was expired. I don't think my license was even up to date. You small boys, you talk English too much. Sort your daddy out and stop this nonsense.
Do something before you die.
Process me. This was in the 90s, so, well, confession.
No,
I did something.
I think from what I saw,
things have changed now. Things have changed.
I think they are changing.
Great stuff. Great stuff. Salute to the IGP. He's almost 2 years in the job. He started his job one day before we started the new hashtag GTV Breakfast, 1st August 2021, and then we started 2nd August. So I'll never forget the anniversary. Thank you so much, Mr. Johnson. What's on your mind?
Your confessions of a window cleaner.
Okay, yes. Big time confession.
This man said naughty.
It's a naughty man.
The man in the movie is as naughty as this one.
I'll look for that movie. It will be on YouTube. Confessions of a window. Guys, watch the movie and come and give me feedback. Confessions of a window cleaner. Recommended by Mr. Kwame Jantua.
No, he said it. I didn't say it.
No, you mentioned it.
You mentioned the name, and then he said,
I just mentioned it. I didn't mention the movie.
As the man
If I'm naughty, where is it coming from? He's also watched it.
Nah, I think I know where the movie is going. What was the man looking at in cleaning those windows?
That is your mind.
The man went after everything.
We will check the movie out. What's on your mind, sir?
You know, Kofi was talking about the IGP. It's a good thing. There's always a disconnect with what the bosses would bring out and its actual implementation.
Yeah.
I wanted to see the police stopping a 4x4 running through traffic.
A black Land Cruiser.
A black Land Cruiser with what you call it,
with tinted windows.
Tinted windows and the siren and everything.
Yes.
I wanted to see that.
You need to stop that one.
The moment they stop that one, I will know they have taken what the police said. But you see, today I don't want to lament. I don't want to do lamentations. But you have the Chronicle there.
Tell me what's in the Chronicle.
The Chronicle quotations, Bible quotations that they give.
Okay.
Leviticus.
Okay.
Something so.
What is it?
It's got to do with LGBTQ.
Okay, that's a big story. We'll handle that.
That's a big story.
Yeah.
But generally, I don't want to lament.
Okay.
Because, one thing. How can you put somebody in prison for 11 years for stealing 230,000 cedis?
He did what?
11 years for the prophetess.
Yes.
And some spiritualists.
Yes.
Yeah, 265,000 CDs.
Yes.
I read that story.
Yes.
They did what?
Yes.
They stole 265,000 CDs and they've been
She went to give prophetic help to some gentleman who was sick, and apparently they said she stole the money, and she's been put to jail for 11
years. Yeah.
And people are doing worse things.
Yeah. Some Malan sexually assaulted a 6-year-old and got 6 months. And I was discussing this yesterday. I was shocked. 6 months.
It doesn't make sense to me.
A headmaster impregnated a girl at that school. Is it Odogono?
Doesn't make sense.
You remember that school? That
doesn't make sense.
Headmistress, that headmaster. He is even the owner. Something.
It's not Odogono. I think it's in Latibia Koshi.
Yes, something. What's his name?
Great Lante Mills.
Yeah, great one. Yeah, yes. He actually got Lante Mills. He actually got the girl pregnant, a minor. And as usual, this Famenyame, Jamanika, and Ahwana Akorano, the guy was walking away free.
But let me be positive. Let me be positive. You know, we have bemoaned our tourist sites for a long time, and through the World Bank, we've been able to refurbish the Kwame Nkrumah Mausoleum.
CPP.
It's not CPP. It can never be CPP. You know why it can never be CPP? Nkrumah isn't only for the CPP.
Nkrumah never dies.
Nkrumah is for Ghana Africa and the world. If he was chosen as the Millennium Gentleman, the Gentleman of the Millennium, that was what his title was, then he impacted something on the world. Now, I was a board member in 2018 at the Mausoleum. 2018, it was the most visited tourist attraction.
Oh, really?
Even in that state. Yes. Even in that state. So we dove our hat off for President Akufo-Addo for bringing it back to life. The one thing, I haven't been there because I wasn't invited, so I wasn't part of the inauguration. But looking at the pictures on TV, I realized President Akufo-Addo's picture was there. Have nothing wrong about it. But if President Akufo-Addo's picture is there, President Rawlings' picture too should be there.
Inside the facility?
Yes. He should, because he made it possible. He reburied President Nkrumah, didn't he? He took from, when he came from Guinea, took from Nkrumah, brought it back.
To Accra.
So he should also be given some pride of place for the visionary thought he felt of burying, what do you call it there, President Nkrumah there. But the most important thing for me is maintenance. Is maintenance. Are we putting a maintenance plan? One of the saddest things, in fact, two saddest things for me is the Sekondi Sports Stadium. And yes, and the iconic Christambel Castle. Look, tourism makes more money than any commodity you can think of. And Ghana can make a lot of money if we concentrate on tourism. When you go to the north, Bolkatanga, there's a scalp which Nkrumah tried to turn into a tourist site. But unfortunately, it's left to go fallow. This political campaigning, you travel and you go all these places. I went there. I was shocked to see the potential of the place. And nothing has been done. I went to Keta, went onto the shore, and I looked at the shoreline. It is just like a shoreline in Spain. And what is happening? The sea is consuming the land.
Yeah, Fort Princestown is almost gone.
Yes.
Yeah.
So shouldn't this refurbishing of the Nkrumah Mausoleum be a stepping stone to look at all the tourist sites in this country? And in looking at those tourist sites, also have some kind of policy in place where you encourage local tourism. Ghana is beautiful. And you only see Ghana is beautiful when you're a politician, especially during campaigning. You go everywhere. There's a part in the western region. It rains every day. Rains every day. There's so much this country has. But unfortunately, we pride ourselves in capital flight. Oh, let's go to Dubai. Oh, let's go to America. Yes, it's good. It's good. But your own country.
All right. So more domestic tourism. Let's focus on what we have.
Very important.
You know
Great.
what?
All right.
When we're talking about tourism, right? Yes, it's beautiful for the Mausoleum. Okay. They said we have too many tourist sites. The question is, we put wrong people at the Ministry of Tourism. People who are not exposed. Okay, and then when you say you are insulting somebody, but it's a fact. If you put somebody who hasn't been to places that has proper tourism. We went to, Banjul, just about
Gambia.
a few months, Gambia. Do you know, whatever it is, it's because of their beaches and nice things, it's become a sex tourism place. Bringing money. Gambia. Kafi, The question
Do
is...
we want that, though?
No, I'm just saying, I'm
right.
giving you, even the extreme is giving you money. Okay, the question, don't people go to Amsterdam?
Yes.
What are we saying?
Red
We are
light-
to-
red
we are-
light district.
Yeah, well, we are trying to
You
be...
actually
that
go
is
and-
our- that
you
is
actually
our
go and
biggest-
walk there
We go
just
and
to
walk
see.
there, and then everybody's happy. All the people are crying that morality, when they get there, hey, I did hear Phil, they should give me a break. Let me tell you what, time has come. Let's put somebody who understands or have experience. It's not about somebody going to school. That is the problem of Ghana. He has a certificate. He doesn't have any experience. He hasn't tasted. He hasn't felt. So how is he going to revamp the Ghana Museum? Go there and see. Here. Do you know how many people go to Washington or even go to Buckingham Palace just to watch the changing of the guards?
So we've got to get more serious about tourism.
No. It's not just getting more. Put somebody who
knows what he's doing.
They won't put Kwame in there. They won't put me in there because they will tell me I don't belong to that party.
Exactly.
Or even if I belong to that party, I won't sing their song.
So put
That is
people
the problem.
who
That
know what
is
they're doing.
the problem of Ghana.
All right.
When Kofo had opportunity to showcase the hanging thing, the canopy, Kakum to the world on 2020, that American TV show. It's called 2020.
Yeah, 2020.
Kofo took something Sawyer. They worked on him. I'm talking about President Kofo. What did we do to it? You go there. A friend of mine went there. He said him and his team, some white people. They charge you, but the toilet you have to fetch the bucket and put the bucket in the toilet and flush. I mean, this is the problem.
When was this?
Oh, he was telling me just yesterday when we were talking about this wonderful thing that has been done, the Nkrumah thing. It is beautiful. Kwame said, maintenance. You put somebody there whose job is go and steal the money.
We'll put our Central Regional guy
Master,
on the
let
job
me
to
tell you
go
what.
and document all this
You
stuff.
see, let me tell you
Definitely.
something. Look, go. The crocodile thing.
Yeah.
Paga.
Yeah.
What is happening to it? The monkeys in the...
Tafiatome.
No. In Bruhanfo. What's it called? There's a
sanctuary
town that the people in the town will walk with the monkey in hand. Beautiful things. On the road to...
Shah Hills.
Yeah, Shah Hills.
The baboons.
The baboons. Look at them. And then you talk about you don't have money. Do you know how many people will come?
Yes.
White people.
To watch baboons.
Yes.
The slave castle at Cape Coast. Go and see. Go and see the slave castle that every black American would want to come and pay a visit. That is the problem. Because when they put somebody there who wants to do the job, the politicians will not allow him to do the job. That is the problem.
Big problem in Ghana. Let's solve it. Put people who know what they're doing in the job, irrespective of who they support. You're watching hashtag GTV Breakfast. If you agree or disagree, let us know. The board is lighting up with messages plenty. 055-556-1034. Let's talk Parliament now, because there was a story in our bulletin this morning concerning action in the Parliament with this the anti-gay bill. And so if we have some time, we'll probably watch that story. But it's in Parliament. So there was a debate in Parliament with respect to this particular bill. Are you, as a Ghanaian and as a lawyer, are you following this conversation? The LGBTQI plus family values bill that is going to Parliament.
When you say following the conversation, what do you mean?
I mean, you're confident everything is going to go through. No, it's gone through. I understand if you identify as homosexual or LGBTQ, you risk 3 years jail time in Ghana.
I don't know the amendments that the committee made.
Yeah.
But the funny thing for me yesterday was when the speaker said, if anybody is against this bill, stand up. And everybody sat down.
Is there, if anything?
Yes, if anybody is against this bill, please stand up.
Nobody stood up.
Nobody stood up.
So the bill will be passed.
Well, let's hope so. But the drama that went with it, I thought, was unbecoming of the House of Parliament. I didn't think it was right. The way my dear sister Ursula just blasted out. I didn't think it was right. In a House of Parliament that is part of the governance structure. No matter how much you've been provoked, your words, the words you use, should be decent. And, you know, it could even happen that the journalists who were there can be held for contempt of court.
Why?
Okay. The speaker expunged everything that was said there. They shouldn't record it. It's not part of the proceedings.
There were words exchanged between Murtala.
Yes.
Honorable Murtala
yes.
and Honorable
yes. That it was not part of the proceedings.
So it's not going to be captured in the
Hansard. It's not going to be captured in the Hansard. Are we not reporting it? Isn't every media station recording it? Haven't they expunged it from the books of Hansard? So even if you go to Hansard today, you won't see there. Are we not reporting it?
That's a legal question. Was the thing being broadcast live?
I don't know. I didn't watch it.
That's what I'm saying.
I didn't watch it. But the fact that it's being streamed live doesn't mean you should report it.
That thing is already done.
Yes,
it's in the public domain.
It's in the public domain. But then, but the moment Parliament says it's expunged, you cut it.
You cut it out of their record. It's already gone.
It's out. At that material moment, is gone. But don't come and talk about the second day because it's been expunged. You see, it's very, very important that, and this is what, I'm on the committee that is looking at the Human Capital Development Strategy. And that's got to do with mindset. NDPC have realized that one of the major challenges in this country is that we can do everything, but sometimes the mindset of the people and how we even create employment in this country can be difficult. So they are drafting a strategy for it. And when Professor Pulampu of Central University, the Vice Chancellor, he's also on the NDPC board, when he gave his presentation, you could see a huge gap in terms of how our mindset works in this country. And he showed that the mindset is actually creating challenges, even for our economy. We just said here, to do with Nkrumah Mausoleum, what maintenance culture are we putting in there? Kofi talked about the toilets at Kakum. Isn't it a mindset thing? Where people say, it's not ours, it's government, so whatever it is, it's not our problem.
No, but if you fire the man, you bring somebody who will do the job. You see, that's the problem.
But find the man you put there is a mindset, isn't it?
Pami, when you and I went to London, nobody put the mindset in our mindset. But we got there. No, it's not about the mindset. We got there and we saw that systems are working.
So
we live here with the same mindset. We go and we don't even take that mindset there. That is a problem. I keep telling you, even in heaven, God realized that, what's his name? Lucifer is a bad influence. He sat Lucifer.
But he didn't kill him.
No, he sat them. And I'm not saying kill somebody. Until
we did away with him,
until we make people responsible. Kwame, you and I went abroad. Now we are trying to do those things, but it's not even working. You punch. First it was a card you write, blah blah blah. Now they say your eyes, your finger things. Ghana people would break it down.
Yeah.
Would you have opportunity to break it?
So it's the mindset.
No, because it happened there too. But they started.
So the system. So systems versus mindset. Let's come back to the anti-gay bill. Let me just read it and get your comments. So, as you said, there was a deafening silence on the floor when the speaker posed a question to all 275 MPs if any of them had any contribution to make against the passage of the bill. The bill, also known as the Promotion of Proper Human Sexual Rights and Ghanaian Family Values, such a long acronym. I think anti-gay bill works. It was put together in 2021 by 8 MPs, 1 from the majority, 7 from the minority side. After months of setbacks, it made its way back to the floor of the House, was read for the second time. Many people had anticipated this day, and so by 10 a.m., interested groups, especially religious heads, including clergy and representatives from the Muslim community led by the spokesperson of the National Chief Imam, our own Sheikh Ademi Al-Shaibu. They were all there. And the speaker had asked the MPs to those who were against to rise up and make their position known. The commencement of the debate of the bill was being shown live on television and streamed on the internet. None of the MPs was able to muster any courage to rise to state their position. This was despite earlier perceptions that some of the lawmakers were against the bill. So, approving the laying of the bill and the subsequent debate before the consideration stage, Speaker Babin said, "It is clear that no legislator is against the passage of the anti-LGBTQ plus bill 2022. Quote, with the submissions just made by Honorable Andy Apia Kubi that all the 275 are in support of the bill, anybody who disagrees, be on your feet, I will recognize you." Honorable members, since all members are in support of the bill, I am definitely not going to gag the House. I'll give you the opportunity to expand and improve further the submissions made. But I just want to be clear that none is against the bill. So there was absolute silence, and nobody came against the bill. And this follows months of public debates and ratification of the 36-page document by the legislators and stakeholders. So by the records of Parliament, nobody is against the passage of this bill. What does it mean? What does it mean? What does that mean?
Nobody's against it.
Yeah, so it will pass.
Well, they are now going to...
for a third reading, right?
They are now going for third reading clause by clause to see, but that clause by clause, the adaptations would come from the committee that already put it. Right. But I have here the Republic of Uganda, the Anti-Homosexual Act 2023.
Yeah.
And it's quite detailed, quite detailed. And forgive me if I mention certain parts of the body, but it's in here. It says the offense of homosexuality. A person commits the offense of homosexuality if the person performs a sexual act or allows a person of the same sex to perform a sexual act on him or her. A person who commits the offense of homosexuality is liable on conviction to imprisonment for life.
So in Uganda, if they arrest you on that charge, it's for life.
It's for life.
That they've revised it not to, because people are homosexual.
Well, they will need evidence.
But everything's evidence. Everything is evidence.
So unless you go and catch them in the act.
Well,
that's what the law says.
That's what the law says.
No, that's what I'm saying. So
that's what the law says.
That's what the law says.
But that's what the law says.
But you see, today I heard on the news that there are some schools that seem to have homosexuality on their curricula.
In what they are teaching?
In Ghana, yes, in Ghana. Some private schools.
So we need to investigate that.
We've got to investigate that. If we don't know what's in the bill now, once that bill comes out, you see, it's one thing bringing the law out, and it's one thing making sure that the law works.
Okay. All right. Good points on that.
Who are going to be those to make sure that the law is working?
Good question.
How do we do it? Is it the individual? So if I'm homosexual and I do something in which I'm not, and I do something against the law, Kafu, you're a citizen of Ghana. You have the right of arrest.
If I catch you.
If you catch me, would you give me, or would you do hallelujah like we do here and stone me to death?
Lots of questions being raised by Mr. Jantua. Kofi, let me hear your views before we go.
The devil's advocate?
Please.
We are men. We have women here and blah blah blah. Read the first paragraph.
What he just read
in Uganda.
Which one?
The one that says homosexuality, something.
A person commits the offense of homosexuality. If the person, I know where I know where you're coming from.
I don't know where you're coming from, so I want to hear.
Go ahead.
Okay. A person commits the offense of homosexuality if the person performs a sexual act or allows a person of the same sex. That's the difference.
Yeah, go ahead.
To perform a sexual act on him or her.
Sure. So are you trying to tell me that you say the same sex? So if a man and a woman.
Well,
no, I'm just asking a question.
Well,
you see, look,
a man
and a woman.
A man and a woman.
Not in the traditional sense. I don't want to spoil people's breakfast this morning.
But it says him or her.
Yeah. You say you say him on
a woman can come and complain
that what?
That this man performs this kind of act on
what
me.
if she doesn't complain?
Okay, then that's her.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question. You're a man. Excuse me. When your female partner puts their lips on you, I mean, seriously,
there are big conversations.
Yeah, big conversations. I'm not for. Let me.
That's not against the law.
No, let me declare myself. I'm not for this homosexuality thing. But yes, we can make certain laws that, to me, it's more acceptive to the general population. If my son or my daughter is homosexual, I mean,
you can't do anything about it.
I will still love him or her.
Yeah, you have to. You have to.
I mean, you and I know friends who have them.
Yes.
And the people who are passing this law, they know them. Let's not be emotional and all this thing about, yes, maybe in Ghana we say we will not allow you to marry because in Ghana we don't recognize that. In like the school thing that you are talking about, we will not put textbooks, this. But when I was a kid in Kumasi, on my street, there was a I don't know what that was. She was transgender or whatever, a cross-dresser. We used to shout, he will shout, Kojo Besio, or Yebemo. Then he will find another route. Then we'll go and discover that route. We'll go and he will follow him. Also, Akweyi. They are there. Why are we pretending?
So we don't know the contents of it.
All I'm saying is these 3 years that they will jail you, to me is extreme because I would not, and families will not. If it's your daughter, if it's your son, you will not agree with his behavior.
It's going to be a big conversation, and it's just heating up, but we'll have to wrap this up right now. Gentlemen, we'll talk about this again, have a forum for this and discuss the implications of this law that is going to the third reading. But before we scoot out of here, today is the 6th of July, and 9 years ago, Ghanaian musician Castro disappeared.
Wow.
And 7 years after his disappearance, he was legally pronounced dead. And so to mark the anniversary, we tried to speak to somebody who knew him quite well and worked on his music. His name is David Shea, producer, instrumentalist, performer, but we all know him as Kewa. And Kewa is on the line right now. Kewa, good morning. Welcome to the show. David, good morning. Kewa, good morning.
Good morning, Chairman.
Yeah, how be things?
Oh, everything nice.
So today is 6th July, and we remember Castro. What does he mean to you years after he disappeared?
Well, Castro, obviously, if you have followed us, you will know that we had a very great relationship. Most of the time we're found together. We're, recording together, eating together, almost going to church together. And so, he was a great brother, one who always, took advice from me, and he also advised to me many ways. And so we have been very close. Of course. So I can say that about Castro.
What was he like working with in the studio?
Well, one of the artists that I enjoyed working with, you can see anytime I had a new beat, I'd want to work. Just send up beats to his Castro, because he would not disappoint me on the beats. He's a quick writer. He's a quick listener. He was a quick writer, quick listener, and always would love for you to take his production to the next level. And so it was always fun working with him. We brought bangers out quickly. We didn't delay with songs, because anytime we can record a song on Friday and release on Monday. Because it was great working with him, because was always at his game, and basically that's how working with him was.
Of all the bangers you created, which one was the most interesting one? Which one was your favorite?
Yeah, well, I don't know whether you remember Africa Girls.
Yes.
Back on and on, yes. We were looking for something not a regular, because it was a season where High Life had dominated, and we wanted to add something to the High Life to make it more interesting and more nicer. So we were looking for something, and that song, I remember, was produced in 3 days. Produced within 3 days. When we did the song on, I remember it was on Friday, and then on Monday it was out. And we already had Asamoah Gyan's voice on another song. And so we had to just, import that vocal onto the same beat, and then this new beat. And then we just put it out.
Where did that line, African Girls, sexy like cheese? Who came up with that line, man? Kewa.
Sexy like cheese, I think it was Castro's idea. When you're doing it, and he said sex like cheese in the studio. I was like, bro, this one is that rhyme. Cheese is not sexy. He said that he wants Ghanaians to talk. And so that and I remember the song was released. It got Ghanaians thinking a lot about that.
David, are you there?
Yeah, yeah.
Before I let you go, what do you miss most about Castro? He's been gone now 9 years.
Well, number one, his sense of, humor. I don't remember being sad around him. And anytime he realized that you're not yourself, he would do everything to bring you back. Number two, he was a brother. He will think about you. I remember Castro is one of the artists I worked with who will always think about getting something new for the studio. So all the times he would travel, anytime he goes out, he will call and say, what do you need for the studio? I realized that the microphone was not working well. Can I get new headphones? Can I get this? Can I get that? And so he was, I miss that about him. Usually, that's what we producers sometimes require from artists. The love, and then the kind of love that is shown. We require at the studio basically is when you at least think about the producer and then the production also. And so Castro always was like that, and I miss that about him.
Okay, well, we'll leave it right here. Thank you so much for sharing your thoughts about Castro. Quick thoughts from my gentleman on Castro, and we'll call it a wrap. Let's go on to our next conversation. Kofi, did you ever meet him?
Not in person.
Would you like his music?
But I think he's one guy that actually uplifted that Takoradi thing.
The vibe.
After Ambule.
Yes, you're right.
Ambule brought that Simikwadu, that words that when you hear it's funny to you and everything. And Castro, I think when Ambule went down a little bit, Castro was able to bring that whole area back in music. So that is what I know about Castro. But you know what is interesting about Castro? And when I hear or see those posts, it's like Castro has become the Elvis of Ghana. Yes, Castro is still alive. Castro is being spotted just like Elvis never dies. In a way, it is interesting, but I don't know how the family takes it when they hear that somebody claims that he's been discovered or they saw him somewhere. I think it gives them false hope. So we should stop this. The man is pronounced dead. Let's move on. And all these spirituals and pastors and individuals Please, let's stop this.
Thank you so
it's
much.
It's not fair to the family.
It's not. Indeed. Thank you so much, Kofi Kapito, Kofi Owusu-Hini, CEO of the Consumer Protection Agency. Mr. Janto, your last words. Did you ever meet Castro? Did you like
I never met him, but I sit down and wonder, and I ask myself, if he was still alive, the kind of music that he would have turned out, would it be fantastic?
It would have.
Very, very good. But that's life.
That's life.
And we didn't know what actually happened. And I would have thought, you know, the sea always vomits bodies that are in it, and we've never found his body.
Never found his body. Big mystery.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. I wonder what kind of music Mr. Janto dances to, but that would be an off-camera conversation.
I can tell you.
Kwame Janto, chairman of the Political Affairs Committee of the CPP, energy expert and lawyer. Couple of quick messages. Good morning. Homosexuality will never be legalized in Ghana because it is a taboo. This is Amwani. Nico Ghana says, and I'll read this, a couple of quick ones. Ghana's Ministry of Tourism and GTA are run by people who haven't been exposed, you believe. They have no idea what is important to a tourist, says Nico in Eburi. More messages. Nkrumah now has a presidential library, so Rawlings and the other leaders' pictures are there. Okay. Ask Mr. Jantwa if systems are working, would it be attributed to a positive mindset? That's one question right there. Kafui, I hope the MPs will pass the bill hastily, but I haven't seen an arrogant minister like Minister Ekufu, and you didn't like her comments. Good morning, Kafui and your panelists. We really miss Castro. May his soul be at peace. Big T says, if LGBTQ is allowed here in Ghana, fraudsters, armed robbers, murderers, every branch of criminality will come out to demand for a right to be a criminal. Good morning. If our female MPs were this vocal about sanitary pad tax, we would get somewhere. I love this one. And on that note, we end the conversation and continue with the politics, because the gentleman wants to be the president of Ghana on the ticket of the New Patriotic Party. His name is Kojo Nsafwa Poku. What are his plans? How does he get the delegates to give him the majority of the vote if he's part of the top 5? You listen up, because Thelma has a chat with the flag bearer hopeful from the NPP side of things. There's a conversations on music. So Della Jackson will come up to give you great jazz to round off your Thursday, 6th of July, 2023. Hashtag GTV Breakfast. On a mission to get 1 million followers across social media, go to Facebook, GTV Ghana, follow our stream, like it, share, comment, and let's keep it rolling.